Yeah. What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you this week and for Dr. Roto this week. Yeah, I'm a little jacked up, man. Might be wild tonight. I don't know what to do, but I know I took a few little bit time off. I know that everybody was enjoying the Super Bowl, maybe some Royal Rumble. It's been a very, very exciting last few weeks. It's so much. But hey, that's not what we're here. We're not doing the Ultra Contrarian show. We are doing just straight up bring the pain. The NFL in review this year. My point of view, my opinion, how some of my fantasy teams went. I'm gonna make this short and sweet, but believe me, you're gonna know it. So without further ado, let's get to it. Ooh, yeah. Man, fantasy year. So many weird injuries, so many mistimed injuries. DFS and betting was a headache with that too, because a lot of the players that were going into good situations got hurt. And then at the very end of the season, we have what unfortunately happened with DeMar Hamlin. And it's great to see he's doing so much better now. That's just awesome because really that's the way it needs to be. Yeah, let's give it a yeah. But that being said, that game destroyed fantasy championships across the board. A lot of teams, it could have been probably two other teams that a lot of people didn't have a lot of stakes into, and that would have really been nice. But since a lot of people drafted Buffalo Bill players and Cincinnati Bengal players, they lost out on all that points. So what I did to fix this, because I know everybody did different things, was I just took the performances of what happened in the last week, of course, week 18, and whatever they got, I added it to that score that they had the previous week. Whoever had more points won. That being, that was just for me. I approached both my captains. There was four, because I have two leagues that I run, and all four dudes were just like, you know what, that's legit. So if maybe you don't think that's legit, if you don't think it's a legit, let me know. Hit me up on Heat Override at Twitter, HEAT. Oh, not the 00. Oh, VERIDE. And let me know how you feel about that. Because I thought that was really the best way. You're just replacing points. And from week to week, it's a different matchup. I get that. But how do you make that situation right? So you're going to always hear me talking about how I'm a Jedi, right? Like I'm a Jedi and that I always can tell the future. I always do. It's something about it, right? Going in on Sunday, I was like, man, I had some good points, had a good lead in my one league that I ended up winning. And I was like, I just want the game to be over. So going into Sunday night, the Steeler game, he had Pat Freiermuth and then he had Knox, for Buffalo. So he had Knox originally starting, but then he pulled off Dawson and he went with Pat. So because he went that way, it really didn't matter. He was facing Roquan Smith that night. I mean, right there, that was like, and I had the Steelers defense going. He had, I had the lead. No, it was like, I think he had like a 3-point lead. Boom, smashed it, got it. Didn't even need Monday. So the league manager was just like, look, you already won. So that game being canceled did not hurt me. However, in another one of my championships, it did hurt me. I actually had a 2-week matchup that I came up points short. And in that matchup, I had Josh Allen and I had Joe Mixon. So if I could have got 2 weeks out of those two instead of just 1 week, I'd have won. And I was the best team all year out of 10-6, out of 10-4 team. So that just shows you that you should never, ever stop believing in your team. Look, I had a 7-7 team that almost made the playoffs that literally fell apart with injuries and just all sorts of stuff. I had another team that just had bad luck. Look, the two highest scores of the year in my one league that I've done since 1994, which I call my McDonald's league. I talk about it a lot because all me and my McDonald buddies got together and did this. That's how we do it. Ooh, yeah. And we put in this one game, me and him had the first and the second highest score all year. all year, but like almost 30 points. Yo, me and this dude went out. It was like 168 to 167. The average score in that league is 80. 80. I missed the playoffs. I went into the last week, sixth place with a team that could have won it. I just got, Dak back and like everything was going good. I had King Henry on this team. I had Donta Foreman. I had Jamal Williams. I mean, this team was stacked. CeeDee Lamb, Chubb. How do you lose? How do you lose? Right? You get to that team to the playoffs. Well, I'll tell you how you lose. Here's the 1 week, 75.14 to 75.02. Losing by that many points. It happens. And that's what you should always tell yourself, that some things will just happen. You're going to miss the playoffs. Last year, all of my teams missed the playoffs, and none of them, I won one championship. And I'm like, it just happens. Like, I took down the Scott Fish Bowl, so I don't care what none of y'all say. I didn't even get the invite back. That's fine with me. It doesn't matter because I brought the pain. They put me in the KISS division, and this man took it home. Took it home. Number one scoring team. That's how you do it. I showed up. And for me to be put in that situation, and I had hard competition. I had Dave Richards, Scott Engel was in my league, and a bunch of other people, and they were good, but I bested them. I drafted the better team in the end, and that team had problems because I had Christian McCaffrey. He didn't even play for me. He was my first overall pick, and I didn't even have him the entire year, practically, but I still got it done. Still number one in points. Did that. Now, of course, you got to keep playing past that point, and it didn't work out for me. I played 1 week, and then I had a bunch of injuries just knocked me out. That's what happens in the Scott Fish Bowl. That's why you just the fish in the pond. Oh, yeah. But I was very thankful to get that invite. I was thankful to be in the KISS division because me and my family are a KISS family. We like to rock and roll all night. Party every day. Ow! Because there ain't no black diamond in this, son. Yeah. Took that division down. Called it. Beginning of the year. Called it. Took it down. Back to what we were talking about. Fantasy things don't work out. Sometimes the NFL don't work out. You rooting for a team and it just doesn't happen. That was a really good Super Bowl. I was getting flack for people saying I was giving up that Super Bowl too many points. Yo, have you watched? So here's a little secret. I'm a huge numbers dude. I'm just weird with numbers. This is always in my mind doing that, right? But I try to ignore that. I watch the games. I watch all the games. There's a lot of hosts and a lot of experts that don't watch every game, and there's some that do. And a lot of people doing the numbers, you just go watch the game again. Go watch the game again. See who's doing what. See where players are playing. See where the defensive schemes are flowing. When people get in a little groove, they do it. That's why if you followed me at Dr. Roto and my IDP article, you would have had Jalen Petrie at the end of that season. And Jalen Petrie was definitely the MVP of almost IDP football because of the way he played out. I can easily go back. And here's the thing. So my best team, my team that took down the slate this year and just won some crazy money, right? My team actually was 7-1. 7-1. The best team, number one scoring team, putting up week after week of just knocking people out. Like, I was like, man, there's no way this team. 151 first week, 178 the next week, 159, then I lost. 123. Just had a bad week. I had injuries. Man, 206, 140, 133, 200. And then from there, I just got a bunch of like 0.1, 0.2 losses. I lost the entire year. But once I got to the playoffs, and this is my point right here. When I got to the playoffs, Roquan Smith, who I wrote up at the beginning of the year, and Jalen Petrie got me 11 and 10.5, right? All right. Now, the other player, and this is the first round of the playoffs, right? First round of the playoffs. The other player had Jordan Hicks and Harrison Smith, 6.5 and 4 points. I mean, these are players you can have. And this is why IDP matters. Hashtag that, because I hashtag it all the time. Oh, yeah. Hashtag that. Because, that's what takes. You ask for it? Look, that's double the points. It's double the points. I won 143.92 to 110.8. Jonathan Taylor got hurt, man. There's nothing I could do. But I had Allen, 4 touchdowns. That was just a crazy game. But he had good players. Mike Evans. He had Jacobs. He had players, but I had better players, man. This is a team that has had Chubb, Foreman, Hopkins, Lockett, Amari Cooper, Fournette. My bench was lit. Like I had Waller on the bench with 12. Didn't even care. Boom. Let's move on to the next round. And this is what I'm trying to tell everybody, that defensive players do matter because they do set the standard. All right, so here we go. I won 157.71 to 149.65, right? All right. Roquan Smith, 14.5 points, and Jalen Petrie, 13 points. 13 points. His defensive players, 7.58. Do you see the pattern? This is what I'm saying, and this is why following us at drroto.com gets you prepared for everything, seasonal, DFS, football, baseball's coming up. We already have articles, so head to Dr. Roto right now. Get those articles. Oh, yeah. Make sure you get it down. That's what we do. All right. Yeah, my crowd be going out for me. They love me. Say, all right, let's get to that last round. The game that got shut down by everybody, right? Man, Amari Cooper up in this game. Balling. Got Chubb. He didn't even get a touchdown. Just went over 100 yards, right? Roquan Smith finally let me down, 7.5 points. Let's go over. He had Jordan Brooks, 4 points. He had Jordan Love, who's a great player, who did get written up this year, 30.5 points. He got a total of 7.5 points. Roquan matched that. Yo, my boy Jalen Petrie. That last drive when Houston was playing Jacksonville, that last drive, he went into that last drive with 5 points. And that's when he ended that game with the interception, put points for 17 points. 17 points that all of you could have had is if you would have followed me at drroto.com, because I am the IDP god. Straight up. Hashtag that. I'll go head to head with anybody. My information, my plays all season long will rival anybody's. All season long, all I did was talk up. I had players returning touchdowns for interceptions for touchdowns. I had them doing it all, sacks, everything. Yeah, I missed on some. I'll admit that. You can't be perfect. Sometimes some schemes and just the game flow doesn't work out your way. But guess what? It sure worked out for Mr. MVP, Jalen Petrie, and my boy Roquan Smith. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what you get when you get into a room with people like us that want to make sure that you win. That information was all available. And that is how it. So I won that championship game, which, mind you, I had to score over 200 points 2 years ago to get this title. I had to give it up this year. I told him, I said, I'm getting that belt back. I got the belt back. 118.65 to 105.02. Man, that was a crappy game. But guess what? I didn't need Josh Allen. Josh Allen would have easily scored 20 to 30 points, put me at the 38 to 148 that I had averaged no more than all season long. And that is how you draft football. That is how you play football. You have it, you have a league that you don't have IDP. Well, we can help you with that too. And we just stressed it all year long that our seasonal content is straight up awesome, to the top, the cream of the crop. Yeah.
Because the macho man is part of the team. Ooh, yeah, put it there. Yeah. That there's no other team you want to be part of. Yeah, dig it. Oh, yeah.
And that's how you do it. That's how you bring the pain. We're going to end this out with my boy DJ Chaos's song, Midnight Final. And always remember to bring the pain. May the points be with everybody. We'll see you and stay tuned for baseball season because you know how we do it that way. Yeah.